Georgia, my favorite country, a post-Soviet mountainous place with the charm of European cities. Land of khachapuri bread and khinkali dumplings. It's religious orthodox and therefore surprisingly a lot of vegan food. I visited 3 times and I can't get enough. My name is Mara and welcome to Tbilisi. Let me show you why this is my top travel destination. Let us start by the place that can be seen from any point in the city. Outside there's a gate that leads up to this amazing place. The Golden Dome you will spot from most places in Tbilisi. The Holy Trinity Cathedral.
So right now I'm at the Holy Trinity Cathedral. It's the 3rd biggest Orthodox church in the world, I believe, or the 3rd tallest one, and this is the biggest one of Georgia. It's actually quite recently built in like 2004. It was completed, so it's not really that old, but it looks really beautiful, and I'm excited to go see it.
I always like to go to Orthodox churches. There's so much peace and quiet to be found in the dark, cool interior. Despite not being Orthodox myself, I really enjoy exploring these churches and lighting some candles to support these holy sites financially. That was my visit of Georgia's biggest church. I loved the architecture and had fun lighting the little candles. It was incredibly lucky to witness one of the ceremonies by having arrived at the right time. On the church grounds, you can find a small cafe called Legitse Water. As of the making of this video, Google Maps tells me that it's permanently closed. I'm not entirely sure if it is, but if so, it's a grand pity. Here I was able to try authentic Georgian soda in its original way. They use a soda fountain with syrup, then they continue to fill up the glass with plain soda. I particularly enjoy the tarragon flavor.
And now I'm at like a little random cafe and I have like tarragon syrup and cherry syrup. That's like right here at the church. And they have fruit syrup over at the counter.
Now it is time to make my way down from the church hill, but not before taking a lot of pretty shots from the scenery, of course. Tbilisi is a city of contrasts. You have many historical buildings on winding roads, which give the city its European charm. It also has Soviet brutalist architecture, yet it is also a city with rapid urban growth, like the beautiful Bridge of Peace, which was only constructed back in 2008. Its appearance very striking for the surrounding architecture. Of course, it was time for dinner after a long day of walking. There are many vegan or vegan-friendly restaurants for this tiny, off-the-beaten-path country, making it easy for anyone who's plant-based. As part of the Orthodox Church, land animal products are not being eaten on Wednesdays, Fridays, and for long periods ranging from 8 to 48 days throughout the year. I was in Georgia around Easter, so there was a fast. The bakeries around the time make more vegan pastries and cakes. You can buy a whole cake for slightly less than 10 euros, which is amazing.
At least one of the great parts about traveling through Georgia is also that they have samarkwo, fasting foods for Lent, which is the diet where they don't eat any products of land animals. So right now I was able to get a vegan cake, which is like 1 quid or just 1.5 euros. That looks absolutely crazy. Well, in Europe we would just straight up pay like 4 or 5 euros for this. But here it's actually part of the culture.
I went to Kiwi Vegan Cafe where I enjoyed a spaghetti siciliana and a tofu barbecue with tkimali, a typical Georgian cherry plum sauce, for dinner.
And some baklava as dessert.
We are on the Shota Restafeli Avenue now. It is the main avenue running through Tbilisi and was named after a famous poet. You can find a lot of restaurants, cafes and shops. They also sell art and books here on the street. It is also the place where you can find several musea. I went to the National Gallery, which perhaps wasn't the best choice. A lot of the art was rather questionable and a small place for its price. I did enjoy seeing the Niko Pirosmani collection, which shows Georgian life in his paintings. Now I'm back outside at the avenue. It leads to the Liberty Square, where you can find a pillar with a statue of St. George riding a horse in gold. I went to Mtatsminda Park on top of Mount Mtatsminda. This is a big paper ride attraction park with views over the city. I didn't really try out any rides except for this horror one, which really wasn't that scary, but it did yank you around sometimes a little bit in that cage.
Today I went up to Mtatsminda Park. I don't know if that pronunciation is correct, but I'm here in a bunch of rides. You have to buy a card, which doesn't really make sense. Normally you can enter the park and you can just go on any ride, but here you actually have to pay for a card, and the rides are actually quite expensive. And I went into the haunted house, and I will probably go in the what was it called? The flying ship and the Ferris wheel. But yeah, this park has a good view of the city and it's quite nice. A bit cold and chilly today actually.
Unfortunately, I didn't do any more rides. The flying ship looked to be small and the Ferris wheel was closed that day. But I did get to enjoy the stunning view the park offers over the city as the sky became darker and the city lights started appearing. Time to make my way down once again. On the same card I showed you earlier, you can ride the funicular, carrying you down for 8 lari, which is the Georgian currency. The view is amazing, but unfortunately my vision was quite obstructed. After the park, I went to get some traditional Georgian food. Once again, I had the Georgian soda, but this one is bottled and pre-made, unlike the ones you can get at Lagitse Water. This is lobiani, a kidney bean stuffed soft bread. You can find this almost anywhere in the city. It is very popular, just like lobio, which is a bean stew. Together it came with some kinkali dumplings, filled with either potato or mushroom. I later on learned that you're supposed to flip your dumpling upside down, bite it, then drink and eat its fillings. But I didn't know on time, so I didn't get to try it this way. Maybe next time I find myself again in Georgia, as it is my favorite country so far. So I will definitely find a reason to make a yearly pilgrimage to this underrated city of surprises. Thank you so much for watching, and please support the channel by watching, liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. Bye everybody!